Hello there, channel members, friends, and followers. This is Q8 Pilot, your host for tonight's show. It is currently 1800 Zulu, 2100 hours local time here in Kuwait, where this live broadcast is being streamed to you. I want to welcome all of you guys to this live stream. Adrian Martinez, welcome aboard, super expert. And we have also with us today Matthew Kennedy, James Pimenta, hello my friend. Stan, hello my friend, welcome aboard, and thank you for all the channel members for your continued support for the Q8 Pilot channel. Simulation Flow and Badger, welcome aboard guys, and I want to welcome you today to Panama City, Panama, and a Pilot's Life Chapter 2. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be doing the second live stream on SimBitWorld. If you are interested in a detailed tutorial of how to set it up and look at all the features in depth, I have included my first live stream where I go into the nitty-gritty details. The link is provided in the description section of this live stream. Matthew, thank you very much for your kind words. Danny, hello my friend, welcome aboard. I'm guessing from, yep, we are, it's very hot. The weather is kind of subsiding now, but it's still very hot. Alay, how are you doing my friend from Denmark? Greetings to you my friend, glad to have you all with me. Alright, so today I had to reset my career in SimBitWorld because I wanted to still fly in South America. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of flying for the very first time from Panama City, and we're going to head to Bogota Dorado International Airport in Colombia. Our flight today is approximately an hour and 27 minutes, and we are going to be cruising at 36,000 feet. We are Copa Airlines, and this is the airline that I have signed up a contract with as a junior first officer. And today, by the way, we are also joined by First Officer Todd Martinez, who is also going to be assisting me in this flight. And what we're going to be doing today is there's quite a bit of things, but I do want to show you SimBitWorld. So the first thing I want to do is I want to bring it up here on the screen and kind of give you guys a little bit of information as to what we want to do. Now, one of the nice things in, by the way, this product is under constant updates, and this is something I really like and commend from the developer. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I am giving away 3 copies of SimBitWorld, a Pilot's Life Chapter 2 to you guys, the channel members. So if you like to start your pilot career today and really build up your resume as a distinguished and accomplished pilot, the chance is yours today. All you have to do is type !APL in chat, and you will be entered into the giveaway, and hopefully you'll be one of the 3 lucky winners courtesy of SimBitWorld. The developer himself has graciously offered 3 copies to the channel members. Now, as you can see today here, we are, by the way, I have purchased the licenses for Boeing and Airbus, so I'm certified on both in this flight. And if we go to the schedule for our airline, this is the schedule. I've done the first flight yesterday so that we can at least have something to look at in terms of the flight log. And today we're doing the return flight from Panama City to Bogota Dorado International. And if we just go very quickly to the logbook, and I just really love the user interface and how easy and the layout is just very, very good. And it has really come a long way from the initial version. So here, Copa Airlines Colombia, this is our previous flight from yesterday. I scored a 93%. And these are, you look at just all the details here that I've been marked on. And so it really is very, very detailed, and more stuff is being added. You can print your report, but what you can also do is you can set filters, you can print the logbook, and all sorts of things here. But what you really appreciate is everything that's being monitored. So if you go to the flight data here, all of this information here is being monitored as well in real time. So the G-force, your ground speed, your vertical speed, your heading, all of this information, any deviation from what is normally acceptable for passengers by industry standards is going to affect your XB score, and therefore your reputation as a pilot will be affected. And so I really love this application. I really like it. And by the way, although I have been given a copy of this software to obviously preview here on the channel, the initial version I actually paid for, which is version 1. And so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing this together. And one of the two things I really also like is sometimes when you sign up for an airline, they don't have the fleet of aircraft available in this sim. For example, the Copa Airlines actually does not have a 737-700, but they do have a 738. The nice thing about this is once you have the schedule, you can actually go here and you can select change aircraft and select the aircraft that you want. And you can also change the altitude of your the cruise altitude for the flight, which is again very, very nice feature to allow you the flexibility to change things around to fit whatever you have in the sim. So here's what we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to switch this back to the map. As you can see, we are here at Panama City, Panama, and we are going to be taking off today runway 03 right, and we will be departing going across the Gulf of Panama through to Colombia, and we're going to land at El Dorado International. Let's go ahead and say SimBrief dispatch. And once you do that, let me just bring this here so you guys can see it. Now, as you can see, it has automatically populated all the information, and this is a real world flight for Copa Airlines that actually travels from Panama City to El Dorado. So everything you see in terms of the data, with the exception of the aircraft model, is actually very, very realistic and very accurate. And ladies and gentlemen, we have with us SimBitWorld in the house. Welcome aboard, my friend, and thank you very much for really graciously offering 3 copies for the Q8 Pilot channel subscribers. And Rami, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. So as you can see, SimBitWorld has really uploaded all the information, and the only thing remaining is to say generate the flight, and we are going to go ahead and generate the flight. And once we generate the flight, you can download it in any your favorite software, or you can simply just print the PDF document and have it. And for our purposes today, we are going to click here on the PDF document just to take the weight and balance and things like that. But also what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this information to the PMDG plan so that we can save a little bit of time So let me load it from SimBrief, and then we can export the flight plan for PMDG so that we don't waste too much time. As you can see here, we have, this is the flight plan, and we're going to go ahead and save that. And I'm also going to upload the wind data as well. All right, so that is done, and perfect. So we have the flight plan, and we are good to go. All right, let me hide this here, and let's take a look here. Now, as you can see, the flight stage says pre-flight, block time, everything is set here. This is our departure METAR information, and this is the arrival METAR information. Lovely user interface, really, from SimBitWorld. I really like this version a lot. And we also have the first officer with us today. And let's see, still processing aircraft data. All right, let me just restart this. All right, and let's see if we can click here to download the SimBrief plan. All right, download from SimBrief, and we should have all the information here. This is, by the way, for those of you, oh, now it's saying error. I am not sure why it doesn't want to take the, well, we can enter it. I'm not sure if it will work or not, but it's got the incorrect runway. All right, well, I'll tell you what, we'll just exit this and we'll leave it for some other flight. I'm not going to worry about too much about this. All right, so let me just put this away for a minute here, and we are going to start the aircraft from its cold and dark state. And actually, it's actually better to fly it without the first officer in this flight. And the reason being, the first officer actually does everything for you. And so it's not real testimony of your skills. So today, let's do it and see how SimBitWorld rates the flight. And we'll bring it at various stages of the stream so that we take a look at the different features. Again, guys, if you are interested in the full feature list and the really in-depth look at all the features and the details, I invite you to click on the link provided in the description for my very first stream on this product, which is very detailed. All right, we are going to go ahead and turn on the battery, and then we're going to set up our fuel, and then we can download the rest of the information from the flight plan that we just downloaded from SimBrief. So the first thing is, let's go to the fuel, and today we are going to carry, let's see, 15,000 pounds of fuel. So 15,000 is set here, 15,000, about 32%, and payload information we can get from from the SimBrief plan. So we're just going to go return here, and then we're going to go to FS Actions. We're going to go to the ground services and request the ground power unit. And now we are connecting the ground power unit to flow is top to bottom, left to right. So the first thing first, we're going to set this to SDS, and we are going to set the ADIRS to align to nav mode. So this is now done, and then we can come down here, and we're going to turn on the yaw damper. It will come back until the alignment is done. There we go, yaw damper is done, and we're going to turn the left after fuel pump. And next, we are going to, let's see here, we're going to go all the way here, take a look, everything looks good here. The generators we can worry about later. And we can now arm the emergency lights, and we're going to set the non-smoking and fasten seatbelt signs to the on position. We're going to turn on the window heat, and we're going to turn on the hydraulics. Next, we are going to come here and set the packs to auto on both sides. APU can remain off at this time, the APU bleed. And if we look back at our flight plan, we are going to be cruising at a final cruise altitude of 35,000 feet. That's what the plan gave us. So I'm just going to adjust this real quick in SimBitWorld, and let me just show you here. So I've changed this to 35,000 feet, which is the final cruise altitude. And by the way, this is a real world flight number with the real call sign for the flight. Perfect. All right, so everything is set here. We're going to set the flight altitude to 35,000 feet. 35,000 is now set. And we can come down here. Anti-collision, we can worry about that later. All right. So we are now ready to set the, I'm going to go ahead and set the MCP altitude to our final cruise altitude, which is 35,000 feet. 35,000 feet is now set. All right. And we can go to the FMC and start programming things now. So we're going to go to return and return. We're going to go to the FMC and we're going to go to position init. Now we're going to select our departure airport, which is Mike Papa Tango Oscar. And we're going to select the GPS position right here. And then we're going to go to the route. Now what we can do is simply request the plan. And we need to clear that first. So we're going to go on request PMDG, and the flight plan is not here. I guess that's because we already loaded the flight plan. All right, well, that's not a big problem because we can always go back to our flight plan here. It's a bit of a long plan, but let's go ahead and do it together. All right, so let's go to index, position, route, origin airport. Let me see if we can actually get it now. Let's go back. Request flight plan. No, that's not the correct plan. All right, let's clear this. And the origin is, the destination is going to be Sierra Kilo Bravo Oscar. Sierra Kilo Bravo Oscar. That's the destination airport. And we are going to go now to the departures. And we're going to be departing today runway 03 right. All right, so 03 right is selected. And it's going to be through the SEMA 2, this one here, the SEMA 2 Alpha departure. And then we're going to go to the route. And then we're going to go to the next page. So from Seaman, we're going to take Seaman, we're going to take, we're going to fly actually direct to Tango Charlie 105. So Tango Charlie 105. And we enter that here. Then we're going to fly direct to Papa Alpha 116. Papa Alpha 116. Then we're going to fly direct to Papa Alpha 117. Papa Alpha 117. And next we're going to fly to Papa Alpha 118. All right, perfect. And then direct to Genia. And then from Genia direct to Diego. All right, I believe it's the first one here. All right, so flight to Diego. And then from Diego, it's Bravo 510. Bravo 510. Not in database. Bravo 510. All right, well, we'll go to the next one. Papa Mike Lima. All right, that works. And then ISVAT. So ESVAT. All right, perfect. And then it is our star. That was a long flight plan. Then we're going to go here. We're going to select the arrival. Now, the arrival is going to be the SFAT 3 Whiskey. So, SFAT 3 Whiskey. That's the one there. And we're going to be performing an ILS approach, runway 31 right. If we have it, RNAV 31 right, RNAV C works for me. All right. And we're going to execute. Let me just double check and make sure there are no transitions there. And there is no oh, the AMVIS transition is actually the one here. So let's select that one and execute. All right, perfect. So now we're done with the route and we have everything here. We can take a look at the flight plan real quick. So we can increase the range. All right. So this is our departure. This looks, by the way, exactly like the flight plan, the charts. So this is our departure. And then this is our arrival into... Ooh, look at that. Some arrival there. Yeah, it's going to be a tight turn, really, which makes it interesting. It just gives it a little more. It's more of a challenging approach, really making this sharp turn to runway 31 right at El Dorado International. Perfect. Another suggestion for APL2 is to reduce or remove the pause penalty, or make the penalty only if the pause is above a minute. For example, yeah, that's probably a good idea. And perfect, yeah. All right, so we are done with the flight plan, and now we just need to make sure that we have the. I'm going to go back to the index. In fact, let me just go real quick to the payload, and we're just going to enter the 0 fuel from our flight plan. That will make things easier and faster. So 115.9, 115.9, and we're going to put that here, and beautiful. All right, so we have everything set up, and all is good here. It's a good time to start the APU. So let's go ahead and start it now. All right, and flight plan is now ready, and we can continue now with the information here. Gross weight. Let's select it. Well, we can select the 0 fuel weight. All right. So reserve fuel today, folks, for the flight is going to be, let's see, alternate plus final reserve. That's 2.6. We'll approximate that to 3 plus 2. That gives us a 5. And the cost index for our flight today is 71. Cruise altitude is 35,000 feet. 350, and the cruise wind is 08512, so 85 degrees and 12 knots. All right, and ESA is 14, so we entered that right here. All right, and all's good. So we're gonna execute that. Perfect. N1 limit, we can derate the takeoff. We're flying pretty light today. And we're going to go to takeoff. We're going to select flaps 5 for departure. And that gives us a center of gravity of 6.54 degrees. Let's put in all the speeds here. So we have 135 for V2. And we're going to set that here at 135 knots for V2. 135 is done. Let's go ahead and turn on the flight directors on both sides, and we're going to set this to runway heading, which is 13. Let's see here. It's 030 degrees, something like that. 034. That's about right. All right. So we are good. Let's take a look here at the APU, and it looks like the APU is now available. So we're going to turn on the APU and turn on the APU bleed. And we are now pretty much ready to start the engine, so we're going to turn on the fuel pumps. Fuel pumps are on, anti-collision light is turned on, And we are ready to start our engines. Perfect. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head down here, set our trim. Trim is 6.54. Let me just show you guys here, so you can see exactly what's going on. So this is 5, 6, about between the middle point here is 6.54. There we go. That's about right there. All right, perfect. All right, we can put the FMC. We'll go to climb here and the legs page on this side. Why don't we have the altitudes here? All right, we have that, we have that. I wonder why we don't have the altitudes. Strange. We have some of them here. Alright. Well, we are good to go. Auto brake to rejected takeoff. And we're going to set the altimeter. 2988 is set. And we are good. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's see, anti-collision light is on. And now we can start the engines. So first we are going to call the pushback truck to get us out of our position. Now if we look here outside, the runway is right there. So that's the runway right over there. And so we're pretty close there. So we're going to go and put the transponder on standby. All right. And then we're going to call the pushback truck. So we're going to come here to the menu, FS actions. We're going to go to the pushback. We're going to do a straight out pushback. We're going to select the tug here to be the TPX 200. And we're going to go ahead and first we need to go to the menu, go to FS actions, and we're going to go to ground services. And now that we have the APU running, we no longer need the GPU. So GPU card is, let's see here, we can hold the brakes. We need to hold the brakes, and then we can remove the chocks and set the parking brake. There we go. All right. And now we can see that the parking brake, the GPU has been automatically removed. And now we can go to the pushback and set chocks are removed. And now we can start the pushback. Perfect.
Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start tail straight out. Roger that. Ready for push straight back. Release the brakes, please.
All right, let's release the parking brake. And again, for the parking brake, you need to hold the toe brakes, and the aircraft will begin the pushback. Now, a quick note for you guys.
Here we go.
All right, we can start the engines now. So we're going to come down here and let's turn off the packs. And we're going to start with the engine number 2. By the way, SimBitWorld is now monitoring every action we're taking from starting the engines. It monitors the engine, the N2, and make sure that you started at the right time. And if you don't, then some points will be deducted. So you have to really be careful with your procedures. Okay, we can introduce fuel. All right, starting the engine there, and we can now stop the... There we go. And we are going to set the parking brake. All right, parking brake is set. All right, and we can dismiss. All right, perfect. By the way, while the engine starts, we can put this packs on high and close the isolation valve. and that should supply some cold air to the cabin, and we can also turn this gen on. So now we are supplying cold air to the cabin, and we can also start the engine number 1. So we're going to come here and select engine number 1 and watch the engine spool. As you can see now, the engine is spooling, and now we have all our altitudes here. All right, and fuel. Perfect. Fuel is set. And now we're waiting for the second engine to start. Hello, Boeing Corp from Boston, Massachusetts. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you, sir. You welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us this evening. And we also have with us Barfus Nerubi. Welcome aboard. Manuel V, welcome, my friend. Glad to have you. Paulo, welcome, my friend. And we have NM Flyer Robin. Welcome aboard. Being that you are a computer guy, I'm in the process of a new computer build. Do you feel that AMD or Intel offer better performance? Well, that depends on which processor you get, but I have actually recently done extensive research on the Intel processor, and let me just very quickly here, since I will recommend that you get the let me see here, where's my notes? It's good actually that you asked this question, because I have my notes in front of me, and I would recommend that you get the Intel Core i9 12900K. That is the processor, the Intel Core i9 12900K is the fastest processor today. And for gaming, and specifically for Microsoft Flight Simulator, it is rated the #1 processor. It beats AMD all the way. All right, we have a good start on both engines. I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. We're going to come to the overhead panel. We're going to turn on the probe heat. Packs can go to auto, isolation valve to auto, this back to auto as well. And we can turn off the APU bleed, and the gen can go on for the second engine. The engine mode selector to continuous. We are going to turn on the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights, and everything is set. We are now going to set our flaps, and flaps 5 for departure. All right, perfect. All is looking good, and we're just going to taxi to the runway right there. All right, we're going to make sure our flaps are set for departure. Flaps are 5. Yep, flaps 5. And transponder can go to TARA. All right, now I'm going to bring up SimBitWorld just a second here. Actually, I'll wait just a second on that, and then I'll bring it. All right, let's release the parking brake, head over to the runway. So I'm going to hold the toe brakes, release the parking brake, and we'll give it some power and head over to the runway. Brilliant. Took us a little bit of time to set things up, but the million-dollar question is the GPU NVIDIA or AMD. Hope the new NVIDIA 4 series will be good for MSFS. I will definitely go with the NVIDIA GPU without a doubt. By the way, this scenery is not exactly you know, proper. It's a freeware, but I guess that's where we were supposed to go, but that works too. And everything, by the way, including our taxi speed, is being monitored now by SimBitWorld. And let's see if we get penalized for, you know, not abiding by the proper taxiway. I'm not really sure if that's something that SimBitWorld actually monitors, but it does monitor a bunch of stuff. for sure. I have a setup in mind. As I've told you guys before, or the channel members would know, that I am building a brand new PC, and I have done extensive research now on all the components. I've purchased some of them, and working on a few more before I make the final decision on some of the components. All right, let me bring SimBitWorld. Now, as you can see, SimBitWorld has detected our flight stage, and it says taxi out, shows you exactly where we are as we head over to the runway. The latitude and longitude of the aircraft is also shown. Let me just put this maybe here so we can, maybe I'll make it a little, that's, you cannot resize it. Okay, well, just so that I see where I'm going. And all the information is available to you here. Now, if I go to show flight data, all this data now is being tracked here. And guys, look at this here. Engine 1 and Engine 2, as you can see, it has recorded the N1 and the percentage of both N1 and N2 is being recorded. Obviously, this aircraft does not have a third and fourth engine, so only engines 1 and 2 are selected. Flaps, spoilers, everything, gear, everything is currently being monitored. Beacon lights are on, taxi lights are on. You see those ones. So it actually monitors everything that we're doing in order to finally, of course, after the flight, give us a final rating. And by the way, the landing score does affect the overall rating, but it's not the only thing. As you've seen in the previous report, it's got a ton of things. Once we are airborne and at cruise, we're going to start looking at some of the other features here. And yeah, I'll tell you a little more about the app. All right. Right, here's the runway. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. Perfect. That's runway 03 right. And we're gonna go ahead and arm the auto throttle. And we'll just bring the aircraft to a short stop here. APU needs to go off. And landing lights are on. And let's see, strobes are on. Wing lights are on. And we are now ready to go. Perfect. Let's start the clock. Just look at the beautiful wing of the 737 as we approach the runway here. Fantastic looking scene. All right, here's our turn. We are cleared for takeoff, runway 03 right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are good to go. We're just going to line up here. All righty. We're going to take it to 40% of N2. Brakes released. And toga. Checked.
V1.
Rotate. Beautiful. Right, we are now climbing. Speed check, flaps 1. VNAV. Flaps up. LNAV. Command A engaged. Just look at that, guys. Beautiful departure out of Panama City, Panama. And now, if I bring SimBitWorld, as you can see now, it says flight stage is climb. Flight time, this is the actual flight time. 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Block time is here. We'll take a little more detailed look at some of the other options later on. But for now, let's just focus on the departure so that we don't get any points deducted for not taking care of the lights and and other stuff. All right, this can go here and this can go to the off position. And all right, we're looking good here. The haze effect is amazing, absolutely. APL will start the real flight counting on taxi out when speed is above 5 knots and must be always less than 30. That is correct, yes. Right, we are at 900,000 feet, and this is a good time to turn off the landing lights. So landing lights are off, runway turn off lights, taxi lights, and the wing lights are all off. That way we don't get penalized for not configuring the lights correctly. Let's increase the range here. We're going to go to center here, take a look at our climb, and let's enable this for traffic. We're going to come on the first officer side, engage the terrain, and we're good there. A bit cloudy here in Panama City, and we are now flying towards the Gulf of Panama, as we continue our climb to 35,000 feet, which is the final cruise altitude for our flight today. Ladies and gentlemen, SimBitWorld just gifted 10 memberships here at the Q8 Pilot channel. Thank you so much. That is very, very kind of you. And you did the same yesterday, or the day before yesterday, with 5 memberships. That is very kind of you. Guys, give it up for SimBitWorld for his really generosity and kindness. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it very much. That's very, very nice of you, sir. Thank you very much. Truly appreciate it. That's very kind. So he's actually gifted 15 total membership at the Q8 Pilot channel, and he's also providing 3 copies of SimBitWorld for you guys here at the Q8 Pilot channel. And the only thing you need to do is type in !APL to enter the giveaway. And just so that you guys know, we have about 37 entries so far into the giveaway. If you are interested, of course, always type in !APL to enter the giveaway. And I believe they have to be in capitals, so capital A, capital P. No, I think that's fine. I can see you guys are entering a pilot application received. It means you're good to go. All right, so we continue our climb now, 17,000. We're gonna set standard at 18, so I'm gonna give it just a little bit more time. And then we're gonna set just a beautiful of a takeoff here from Panama City here as we go, and we are now approaching our transition altitude. We're gonna set the barrel reference to standard. All right, and we continue now our climb to 35,000 feet. All right, so let's now bring SimBitWorld and some of the things that you will find. Of course, the flight report is something that you can't do now. This is something that you can get after landing. But what the nice thing is that you see all the information here: the ground speed, the IS speed, the current altitude, and ETA is also there for you. And now you can see the flight stage has also changed, transition to from cruise, and you'll see this also changing once we are at cruise level. You can also divert to an airport. So God forbid if there is an emergency of some sort, you can always simulate that and divert to another airport. Now, if you go to the main dashboard here, you can see all the information related to you as a pilot. So everything that you need to know is located here, including, you know, your bank account information, your inbox where you can go and see the messages. Obviously, I've had, after the first flight, my account was credited with $5,000. And then, of course, you have your current contract. So if I click here, this is my employment contract with Copa Airlines Colombia. And as you can see, the employee is myself, Q8 pilot. That's really a nice touch by SimBitWorld to really immerse you in the experience of being a pilot. And by the way, it does change. As you can see, it has my address there, employee with address in Kuwait, and it's got all the terms of the engagement with the airline, including the employment period, the responsibilities, my current position at the airline, my current pay. I'm going to get paid weekly, and all the expenses, what the company will cover and not cover. And obviously it is signed by the HR department over at Copa Airlines and by myself, Q8 pilot. Very, very nice. I really like that. And not only that, but you actually have a resume. And now my resume actually shows that I am a junior first officer with a current rating of 93, a total completed flight of 1, and total number of flight hours 112. That's because, of course, I resetted my account in order to get something in South America, which we now have. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Mika. Mika, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome aboard. Elaine, welcome aboard, my friend. Does APL plan to support business jets, turboprops, planes, as I like flying them as well? I believe they are, but SimBitWorld is with us. I think he can confirm, but I think you can use all the aircraft are supported, as I've shown in the beginning of the stream, that you can actually select the route, but you can select any flight plan, any aircraft that you like, as long as it is capable of the altitude and distances. But yeah, for sure. Wayne Galloway, welcome, my friend. Mika, I have sent you a comment because if you can send me an email at info@q8pilot.com, I have something to share with you. So please send me an email at info@q8pilot.com. Kind of does, but not exactly oriented towards that. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's more towards airliners, but you can select any aircraft you like. So this is now my resume. Now, the thing is, when you go to the shop, now here in the shop, you'll see there's a lot of different things, right? So there's training, situational awareness, leadership and teamwork, effective communication, so on and so forth, aircraft management, automation, and those, by the way, you can purchase. Now, if I purchase this training, for example, it will add a bonus to my XP. So actually, when you get trained, your reputation as a pilot increases. And that is just amazing because it really simulates what happens in real life. When you get certified today at work, for example, if you get PMP for project management, your reputation, gets better. You get rewarded at work. Maybe you get a promotion. And this is something that is depicted in SimBitWorld, which I think is brilliant. And I'd like to actually see more of that, to be honest with you. Then there are flight tickets. You can go to flight tickets. Please close your current flight, obviously. Aircraft licenses. You can also here, this is where you can purchase aircraft licenses, which is very cool. And this is all the aircrafts that you can purchase. And by the way, you see here it says Airbus 220 and then 310, 320. But if you actually purchase the A320, you get all the variants of the A320 aircraft. And the same goes for the 737. So I've purchased this 737 and it's the entire family of 737. So you get all the variants of the 737 aircraft, which is again very, very cool. And as you can see, there is a number of the Jetstream family, RJ, DC, MD-80, Beechcraft family, Cessna family. All of these you can purchase licenses for and perform flights on these aircraft. The flight schedule we covered in the beginning, as well as the flight log. We just look now. The job market is where you actually go and apply for jobs. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can do the email thing. Oh, that's okay. No worries at all. This is where you go to the job offers. Now, when you first start SimBitWorld, what you'll see is you will see a few offers here, and those are the offers that you can apply for. If you want the big guys like here, so for example, I can select an airline. I can type in, for example, any airline. Let's say American. So we're going to say AAL. That's the ICO code for American Airlines. Now, if you want to apply for American Airlines, you are going to need some serious credentials. And you can only do that. You can submit the application, but guess what? You will probably be declined by American Airlines if you don't have a record of good flight, of really taking care of your passengers and doing some, rating. Your reputation has to build up. And so when you actually purchase those trainings, it will affect what the airline is going to do and how they are going to look at you as a pilot. And this is just brilliant because this is exactly what happens in real life. And for those reasons, guys, this application is the one that appealed to me the most because it's very different from On Air and all the other tycoon type games where you are actually immersed in you are actually immersed in managing the airlines as opposed to really being a pilot. This application is very different in that it focuses on your life as a pilot, everything to do with you as a pilot. And that is something I really like. I love the concept and I love the execution of that concept into SimBitWorld as an application. I think it's brilliant. And there's a chance to be accepted, but it's very low. You can see that in the manual. It explained there. Oh, thank you very much for correcting me, SimBitWorld. That's good to know. But yeah, the chances are very low. So you got to build up on your credentials before you actually are able to win a contract with some of the big airliners. We are now, ladies and gentlemen, at 32,000 feet for 35,000. And if I look here, it says, here, let me just very quickly go down here, because it looks like we are seeing, we are at 33, so we'll get to 33.5. I think we're fine. Yeah, we should be okay. Let's just take a look at the outside real quick. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That is a sensational view. What a remarkable looking scene. Look at that. Those clouds, the haze in the distance. And here is a nice wing view for you guys. So we bring SimBitWorld again. Let me just move it here a little bit. There we go. All right. So now that we've looked at this, we've looked at the shop, let's look at the community tab. Now this is where you actually see your fellow pilots flying. And by the way, there is a map where you can go. So now this is the leaderboard, the wealth in terms of wealth. So this is the guy that, oh, look at that. It's got a lot of money there. Registered flights, 78,711 flights registered. And look at how many recorded hours, total number of pilots. And I hope you get many, many more SimBitWorld, because you deserve really, for the effort, you deserve really tens of thousands of flight simmers to join and enjoy this really remarkable application. One of my absolute favorites, really, SimBitWorld, A Pilot's Life, Chapter 2. And by the way, I didn't like Chapter 1, although, you know, I did use it for some time, but Chapter 2 is the bomb, man. It's just great. It's just so much fun. All right, so this is what you can do. You'll find your friend requests here. You can add friends here if you want. The current flight map, so if I click here, what it will do is it will open a web browser here. And by the way, now you can see everyone flying using SimBitWorld, as you can see here. And we are probably somewhere down here. We are probably this one here. Yep, that is us, as you can see here. That's Q8 pilot flying, and my rank, the airlines, flight number, the aircraft, current altitude, ground speed, all the information, transponder 1234. And it shows, of course, where I'm going. Current flights and connected pilots at this time is also shown in the world map here, showing all the pilots enjoying the pilot career in SimBitWorld. Excellent stuff. So that is the community tab, and then you've got your reports, and the reports, again, you've got all sorts of reports. You've got your financial reports. You've got you deserve it, SimBitWorld. I mean it. I really mean it. It's just really brilliant application. So from the reports, again, of course, you want to always check on the financial health. So you have the financial report, flight report, hours report, and the XP report. And you can just go to, for example, the financial report, and you can select a predefined period here. So you can say entire career, last year, current year. I'm just going to say entire career. You can put the start and end date and say generate report. So it will generate the report, as you can see here, for the period current bank, I've got $0, and total income for the period 5,000. And what I've done is I purchased the license for both Boeing and Airbus, the 737 and the Airbus A320. So I'm out of cash, and you get the 5,000 when you first join the game. You get the 5,000, so you can get started with purchasing your aircraft. As you can see here, account utilization shows here income, expenses, and then all the transaction history that I have accumulated. Of course, I haven't been paid yet by my employer, Copa Airlines, but hopefully I'll get paid soon, and I'll be able to purchase a few more trainings to firm up on my situational awareness and team building abilities, and gain more XP and build a reputation, and then we'll move hopefully to the bigger airlines as well. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. SimBitWorld, A Pilot's Life, Chapter 2, an application that is fully endorsed by the Q8 Pilot channel, and it receives my highest commendations with the Platinum plaque and the Q8 Pilot seal of approval. Great fun, and a very well implemented and executed idea for flight simulation. By the way, this works with P3D, works with X-Plane, with Microsoft Flight Simulator. So You just need XPUIPC or FSUPIC, whatever that thing is, which is basically the connector of this application to the sim. And as you can see, you can also monitor your progress there, and you can look at the flight time and the block time. All right, perfect. We have with us Sandro. Sandro says, I've logged 200 hours in this app so far. Thoroughly recommended if you're looking for motivation to fly new routes and try out different planes. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. All right, let's take a look at our FMC. We can put this on center again. And if we look at the FMC, we are at 35,000. And the TD is in 254 nautical miles. I kind of find that a little hard to believe. But it might be right. We might need to descend a little earlier than that. So if we go to step through, chopper descent is right there before, what's it called? ISFET. That's the transition into our star. So right here, that actually might be correct. It's a very scary looking approach there. Right, let's step through. Actually, that might be correct. Guys, look at this. I love those approaches, by the way. This looks really good. All right. Go back to the legs page and switch this back to the map. There we go. All right, Earl is looking good, and we are cruising at 35,000 feet. Everything's looking good. Looking at our instruments here, everything checks okay. No worries there. All right, perfect. We are, by the way, still flying over the the Gulf of Panama, and we are heading towards La Palma in Panama. That's what we're flying over, or we will be flying over in a few minutes from now. APL sometimes struggles with high elevation airports. Oh. Alright, just a quick look here on our giveaway, folks. And to enter the giveaway, all you need to do is type exclamation APL. That's Alpha Papa Lima, preceded by an exclamation, and you can enter the giveaway for a copy of SimBitWorld, a pilot's career version 2. We currently have 61 entries into the giveaway. Ibrahim Barry, welcome aboard. Crunch Rap 69, welcome aboard, my friend. Good luck to you both on the giveaway. It would be sad to see an error on live stream. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I've had my share of those errors, and sometimes, you know, I practice so much, guys, and just really make sure that everything is perfect before I begin the stream, and then you get the errors like we did today, by the way, in the very beginning with First Officer Next, you know, where the airport didn't want to, you know, just simply decided not to work. And so, yeah, it's just really annoying when that happens. And San Miguel is not too far from where we're flying right now. It's right behind us now. And we're flying over a forestal reserve, which is cool. Yeah, let's take a look at the outside real quick. Yeah, just look at that. The livery, the Copa livery, reminds me a lot of United Airlines. By the way, guys, some of you were asking me for the my presets or profiles for FS Realistic, and what I have been doing with every flight that I go is I am actually sharing those. So let me see if I can go to it here. FS Realistic. There we go. All right. So what I'm basically doing, so after I do all the changes. So I normally remove scary ride, I remove sneezing, I adjust the G-forces so that the aircraft doesn't bounce too much up and down, because that's not very realistic in an airliner. It's probably, you know, you'll see it more in a general aviation aircraft. But one thing, there are a couple of things. First of all, the profiles, I normally share them. So here, this is my active profile. If you're interested, I'm just going to go ahead and I think I have it here somewhere. I don't know where you can find it, but I'm going to go ahead and share it right now. Maybe I haven't done it for this one, so I'm just going to say QA pilot, and you can search for it if you want. And profile remarks, I'm just going to put Q8 pilots, Q8 pilot, PMDG 737-700. Alright, and I'm going to share that for you guys here. So now the profile is shared, and if you guys you know, want it, you can simply go there and search for the author. So if you just say here, for example, Q8 pilot, then you will get the profile that I'm using for FS Realistic. I'm trying to do it for all the aircraft that I fly now. So once I get that speed spot where I'm happy with what the aircraft is doing, I normally upload it to FS Realistic. So if you search by Q8 pilot, you should be able to find most of the aircraft once you fly them, of course. So we can put that away now. All right, we continue cruising at 35,000 feet, and everything is looking good. And if we look here at SimBitWorld, you can see that the flight path is exactly that we've seen on the FMCO, draws the flight path correctly, and it shows the rest. The dotted line is the remaining route to your destination, which is Dorado International in Colombia. You can see all our information here is set, and the ETA has been also adjusted now based on our current speed, altitude, and all that good stuff. So everything is looking pretty good right now. And yeah. By the way, if you want the social media links for SimBitWorld, they're available here on the application as well. And one of the things I really like about this application, it is under constant update. And if you want to get more on the updates, I highly recommend that you join the SimBitWorld Discord channel. I think this is the one here. All right, let me see here if I can send the invite into chat. All right, so I think I can do that for you guys. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys the link to the Discord channel for SimBitWorld here. Please go ahead and join, because first of all, you can get all the latest information. So now you can see the link to the Discord channel of SimBitWorld. You can also interact with the many excellent folks there on the channel. If you're having issues there, more than likely you'll be able to find answers there. So it makes things a little easier for you if you are basically on the Discord channel. So yeah, go ahead and join the channel. I am also going to provide you guys with, let's see here. I'm going to provide you also with the Facebook page, and maybe you just prefer Facebook. So here's the Facebook page for SimBitWorld as well, so you guys can go ahead and check them out. I highly recommend the Discord channel though, because that way you can really interact with your fellow pilots. And there is also a specific channel for you to go and provide your suggestions. And the application is really under constant updates. Every time I open the application, every once in a short while, I come and open the application, I see there is a notification for an update, which is again very good. And it's extremely important for us flight simmers to have the assurance that the developer is taking care of the application, that it's under constant updates, unlike others where the application is developed, or the add-on, an aircraft, let it be, gets developed and then they just leave it. What does the call sign Q8 stand for? Well, Q8 stands for the country that I'm from, which is Kuwait. So Q8 is sort of like a short code for Kuwait. And I've covered this in many previous streams, but I will tell you, Q8 actually started sometime back, maybe in the 80s, maybe 80s or 70s, when the government of Kuwait purchased, I believe it was in the US or the UK, I can't recall now which country it was, but they actually purchased a series of gas stations abroad, and they named them Q8, as in Kuwait. But of course, for commercial purposes, the name of the country couldn't be used for a gas station, and so they came up with this short code Q8 to represent Kuwait. Then what has happened is that the term Q8 became a very kind of generic term used in the country for everything commercialized, things like Q8 flowers, Q8 soccer, Q8 sports, Q8 cars, and it's just simply to denote Kuwait as the country. And so when I first started the channel, I actually started under my own name, and I really wanted to I wanted that part of me to sort of be with me. I wanted to tell the world where I was from, and it was very, very important for me also to let my identity be known as a streamer and where I'm coming from. And so the easiest thing was to combine pilot with Q8, as in the pilot from Kuwait. So it became Q8 Pilot, and that's how it came about. Do you like infinite flight? I've tried it, and I have mixed feelings about infinite flight. It is, it's cool as a software, but probably not for me. I've used it a few times. I know it has a huge base of users, but not for me. It's not for me. Santiago, are we using the Copilot add-on? Unfortunately, Santiago, we tried, but it gave me an error on start. So I decided to not to use it because I didn't want it to crash the sim. I think I know what the issue is, and it's more than likely I need to reinstall it. So just delete the whole thing and download it again and reinstall it. I think it should fix the issue that I was having with the with the add-on. Looks like there is traffic here. Let's see if we can spot it outside. No, it'd be very difficult during daytime. During nighttime would be easier because you'll see the strobe lights. But right now we can't see anything here, and we are still at our cruise level, and we're looking great. Yeah. So this is going to be actually a challenging landing over at El Dorado International. So let's see how SimBitWorld is going to rate us. I think so far we've done pretty well, and we'll see what happens next. Bird 7 from Fresno once again. Welcome aboard, my friend. My second home in the US of A. Welcome. I'm from India. Next year I'm giving Indian aviation exams. Any suggestions? I'm sorry, I cannot help you with that. Other than study hard. Are you enjoying it? I'm absolutely enjoying First Officer Next. I think it's a really very, very good add-on. And despite all its glitches, I think it's a lot of fun. And I am going to... I've purchased, what do you call it? I purchased FS2 Crew for the Phoenix A320 earlier today. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, but a full review will be here on the channel. And according to the poll that I ran, most of you guys would still prefer that I do the reviews and the tutorials in a recorded video format. And that was an interesting finding, because normally the people on the stream wants everything in they want everything in stream. They want it as a live stream. But I think it was the wrong question to ask, because those who are not on the stream are probably the ones that prefer the 8-minute format videos and want the short tutorials. I know I haven't done much of those lately, and I've been doing more of live streams because it's easier for me, just considering my my time, the schedule, the allowed time I have to dedicate. And I've done quite a bit of live streams, but the thing about live streams is, whatever you do, whatever mistakes you do, you just get over it during the flight and you move on. With the videos, they're very time consuming, guys. And if I look at all the views, on the channel, if you spend so much time and then you get those really interesting comments from some folks, and they kind of just demotivate you. And you think to yourself, I've done so much work on this to get this or to get that. So it does affect me to an extent. I've learned to deal with it over the years, but every now and then it probably still gets to me in a way. Yeah, but I think moving forward, I am going to obviously fulfill, your desires and your wish that we do more. By the way, do you remember that your streamed APL a few hours before release? It was, yeah, absolutely. I do remember that. Yeah. I was pretty, that worked fine. Yeah, I remember that. Pilot, love to fly. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. It is, yeah. It's definitely nerve-wracking, and I've had actually instances where, if those of you who watch the channel regularly will know that we've had crashes, where like in the middle of the flight and we just simply have a crash. And sometimes, for example, if you're flying the Cholas, then you can very easily restart the sim and go exactly to where you were. And I think you can do the same with the SKBO. But then if you're, for example, in Microsoft Flight Simulator, then just forget it. Because if it crashes, man, it's done. You're done. So yeah. But the sim, I think, has been stable, fairly stable, I must say. And with all the tweaks that I've done, I'm very happy with its performance as well. So I have pretty much everything maxed out and still get, 50, 60 FPS on the ground at, Wellington International. And I still get at London Heathrow, I get about 35, 36 FPS with everything maxed out. So, I'm pretty happy with the performance. I can't wait for Sim Update 10 to launch so that we can do another Sim Update performance video. And I do have a few tricks up my sleeve, yeah, for performance. And I decided not to share those at this time because Sim Update 10 is coming very soon. and I wanted to make sure that I test those on Sim Update 10 before I tell everyone what to change. And there are a few things you can change, and at least in Sim Update 9, it has given me considerable performance and smoothness. So those I'm going to share with you guys as soon as I'm able to test them on Sim Update 10. Captain McGee, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. Why can't MSFS plane makers establish that much needed tool? Sorry, which tool are we referring to? Hey sir, great job enjoying your commentary and flight in Wheat Ridge Co. Captain Jack, PMDG 737 pilot. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Crash recover, yeah, Captain McGee. I agree with you. That is something that should be there by default. I think it should be maybe in the sim or in the add-on itself, because without it, it is just really, really annoying when you are in the midst of a flight and just things crash. Yeah. I recover. That's a good one, SimBitWorld. Yeah, I recover, and it just recovers everything for you. Put it in chat command, and you know the plane gets resurrected from the dead and comes back in exactly the same point. That's a good one. That's a good joke, yeah. Right, so we continue our flight. We're still cruising at 35,000 feet. You can see there is a mountainous terrain right ahead of us as we enter into, let me see here, where are we right now? We are, ladies and gentlemen, getting pretty close to Medellin, and I have no clue where that is exactly, but we are approaching Medellin, and yeah, we're actually not too far. But let's take a look here at the outside. As you can see, the mountain range here, and as you know, I really like mountains a lot, and just really the South American continent with the Orbex mesh just looks fantastic. All right, so if we look at our flight plan here real quick, all right. So top of descent is in 85 nautical miles. That gives us not to, you know what? I think we need to begin the descent now, because if, all right, so let's see, 20, that's 31, 41, 42, 42, 63, 73, 90, 98, 8, so I think we are okay. 35. If we go to Navigraph charts, I think we need to go to Navigraph charts. Right. So let's bring up Navigraph charts real quick, and let's select the flight plan, new plan from SimBrief, our current plan, and that's us right there. And we need to check the runway, and this is, by the way, the ISVA 3 Whiskey, but I'd like to go to the airport charts. We're going to select the approach and select 31 right, 31 left, 31 right. This is the RNP. I believe we took this one here. Visual, is it the visual? I think we did the visual. But let's see here. Anyway, yeah, that's the one we took. That looks really, I love those approaches, by the way. Look how sharp this is. Wow, that's going to be a really challenging approach. Hopefully we'll be able to do it correctly, and if not, then we'll just go around and come back. But if I look here, 13,000, 8,000. Alright, so 8, 9, and go. This is the elevation here. Alright. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one, for sure. And that's the top of descent now. We can see it here. And if I go to the FMC real quick here, and we go to, alright, so we're going to do flaps 40 today, and we're going to add 5 knots. That's 134 knots. 134. Alright, we're going to add that here. And of course, this is an RNAV approach, so there is no. Okay, if you go next, and right here, looks like 8,000 or 8,900. Yeah, we're going to descend all the way to 900,000. And we'll leave it there. Alright, let me go ahead and reset the MCP altitude to 900,000. Come here. Oh, I haven't flown, by the way, this approach before. So this is the very first time I'm doing it with you guys. So here we go. Let's set this to 900,000. Alright, here we go. 900,000 is set. And we're good. That is some approach. Look at the flight plan. Alright, we're now about 50 nautical miles from top of descent. We're getting there. Super expert. Have you heard about the Boo Overture aircraft? No, I have not. What is that? Oh, Midland was the hometown of Pablo Escobar. Oh, okay. RC and older FS versions, you could be sitting in the cockpit and open one or more windows with external views. Hope they add this to FS 2020. By the way, if we look now at, where is it? Alright, so now you can see, oh wow, look at all these pilots now on the application. Yeah, so now we can see the progress here. Block time, 53, flight time, 48 minutes. And as soon as we begin the descent, you will see that this is going to change again. So tracks tracks your phase, and this is us right there. That's us. Ah, okay, so this is Medellin here, right there. And maybe next time we'll fly from Colombia to Venezuela. That would be nice. Yeah, explore again another country here, or maybe we go to Nicaragua or Salvador, San Salvador's. Yeah, we got to do all these, guys. We got to do all these flights. So we'll do it probably next time. All right. Here's top of descent. We're getting pretty close. MCP altitude is reset. We're looking good. Looks like a few scattered clouds in the vicinity, but nothing too serious. Here, let's take a look at the outside. Again, the beautiful mountain range here as we approach our destination. Just absolutely lovely. Again, a real-world flight, and we are being monitored for real-world, KPIs. Pilot KPIs are being monitored, and the airlines is keeping a very close eye on the flight as well. And so Copa Airlines are definitely keeping tabs on us during this flight. And hopefully we can get a good flight report in order to excel in the ranks and build a reputation. Bill Scanlon, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us, and thank you for your support, being a VVIP member here at the channel, and for your loyalty. I appreciate it. Sergio, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. And we have Steve. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Good evening to you. And we have Banana. Boom is supposed to be the new Concorde. Oh, how cool is that? No, I didn't know that. Well, thank you guys for that. And guys, I want to reiterate my thanks to SimBitWorld for gifting 10 new memberships here at the Q8 Pilot channel. Thank you very much again for your generosity and your kindness. I truly appreciate it. All right, we're approaching top of descent, and it should be an eventful landing today at El Dorado International in Colombia. Just looking at the flight plan and how tight the turn is into the runway. It's going to be very, very interesting, but hopefully we'll nail it. But this is going to be a great test of the piloting skills of the newly hired Copa Airlines junior first officer Q8 pilot. So let's see what happens today with our flight. And by the way, SimBitWorld just gifted another 10 memberships here at the Q8 Pilot channel. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is... I'm just speechless now. I just don't know what to say. Thank you so much for your kindness. I really, really appreciate it. That is very, very kind of you. Oh, you felt generous today. Well, sir, thank you very much for that. I really, really appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you very much. That's really, really kind. I'm just speechless. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind. Very, very kind. Thank you. Guys, give it up for SimBitWorld for giving us another 10 memberships here at the Q8 Pilot channel. That is extremely generous. Thank you very much. And enjoy the channel. Enjoy the membership. And by the way, channel members will very soon be seeing exclusive content. So, and I'm actually thinking that when I do the Sim Update performance video, you guys as members will be the first to watch that video, and it will be a few days before the general public is able to see it. So it's a lot of videos will follow that format. So channel members will be able to see it first, and then the rest of the public will be able to see the video. So that is coming very soon on the channel. I just want to make sure that those videos are really worthwhile for the channel members, and it's coming very soon. I am also thinking of doing a video on Navigraph. If you guys are interested, please do let me know in chat if that's something that interests you, to just go through the entire product range of Navigraph and show you exactly what they have. What do I think of their different products? Are there alternatives? Things of that nature. If that's something you're interested in, please do let me know, and I'll be more than happy. We are now at top of descent, and the aircraft has definitely begun the descent towards El Dorado International Airport in Colombia, and we need to watch our altitude very carefully during this descent, and we need to watch our speed. We need to just watch everything. It's going to be something challenging, I think, but hopefully we can do it on the first attempt and land the aircraft. We can see that the speed is probably, I'm going to go in and extend the speed brakes to just keep the speed below the red dots that you see here. We are descending at a reasonable, well, maybe a little too steep. That's a bit fast, probably uncomfortable for passengers. I think anywhere between 1,000, maximum of 1,800, 200, maybe 2,000 feet per minute is the maximum one should take, but obviously the aircraft computer and FMC wants to descend at this rate because it calculates how much distance is remaining to the airport, and so it wants to make sure that it respects all the altitudes that are keyed in here in the FMC. As you can see here, we need to be above 18,000, then we need to be below 23,000, then here we need to be at 270, 17, between 17, so above 17, below 19,000, and then it's 17,000 for some time. But yeah, we're looking okay. Here is our turn, and we are getting close to our destination now, and we are looking good. Perfect. Thank you very much, E3N. Thank you. Very interesting video for Navigraph. Yep, Navigraph video sounds good. All right, Bill. That's what I plan on doing. I have Navigraph subscription, and I have to say it's a must-have for the hardcore flights, more specifically for IFR flights. Sergio, I do agree with you. I do agree on that account. I think it is a must-have. It's a brilliant app to have, and I really like it a lot. There are a lot of alternatives to Navigraph charts, but I think, again, the concept that they've had is very well implemented. They've done very well for themselves with a really great product. And recently I have seen that they're started on their Navigraph channel, they started tutorials. I have watched a little bit of them, but yeah, I mean, they're good tutorials without a doubt. So guys, SimBitWorld, I never seen this approach. Excited to see it. I'll tell you what, SimBitWorld, that makes two of us. Oh, looks like AIG traffic just gave up on us. That's fine. That makes two of us. I haven't seen this approach either. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting for me as well. I haven't flown this approach before. I haven't seen the approach before, but I did purchase the airport, so I did take a look at the airport briefly. I just really haven't had much time in the last couple of days, but I just wanted to arrange for this, for this stream. And so I went and purchased the airport, and I'm going to go ahead and use our speed brake to reduce our speed. So yeah, it's going to be definitely very interesting. That's going to be fun to watch. Absolutely. Absolutely. And hopefully we don't make a big mess of it, because then I'm afraid that I might get fired from Copa Airlines. And I do want to keep the job, so hopefully, and that's probably, I'm not sure if that is implemented. Maybe SimBitWorld, maybe that's something that we, that you can implement, is actually getting fired from the, from the airline if the pilot consistently, do like, misbehaves, or the landing rate isn't good, or he doesn't follow procedures. That would be really cool that he can get fired. So that's one thing I can think of. And one other thing that I would really like is, I know how everything is monitored, but maybe for some of the major airliners, maybe we can introduce something like the actual SOP of American Airlines. So you have to follow. It doesn't have to be an American airline, SOP, but you can have different SOPs for different airliners. That would be very interesting. Well, I thought about that, but in a way, it's still a sim, and people might get annoyed. That's true. Maybe you can make it as a feature, and folks can turn it on or off. So enable getting fired or disable getting fired. I think it will add that extra level of realism. And yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Some or a hard mode type of thing. Yeah, absolutely. Hard mode is good. Yeah. Kuwait pilot, that I would be fired every day. Yeah, there are a few flights I'll tell you I'm not very proud of, so I probably get fired too on some of the stuff that I've done. But it would be really nice to, be able to also see, different SOPs for different airlines. That would be an interesting thing to have in this application, to just kind of add a little, that level of realism to it as well. All right, we're approaching 18,000 feet, and we're going to set the barrel reference year to 2998, and we're going to continue. I'm going to deploy the speed brakes a little bit, just to kind of keep our speed under wraps, and we are, ladies and gentlemen, getting pretty close now to our destination. I thought that, the top of descent was early. Or beg your pardon, I thought it was late, but actually it's spot on, and we're looking pretty good now. We continue the descent, and we are at approximately 17,000 feet, where there is a restriction, I believe, as you can see here. So there is a restriction here, and that restriction holds for quite some time. And what I'm going to do now is what I normally do is we're going to go to the next page, and this is our runway. So the runway is RW31 right. We're going to go to the fix, and we're going to say RW31 right, and we're going to enter that here. Let's go ahead and create a 10 nautical mile radius, and I'm going to also create a 20 nautical mile radius. So let's create a 20. We enter that, perfect. And now we can see both the 20 nautical mile range here, so we know now we're getting pretty close, and then there is the 10 nautical mile range as well. So it's going to be an interesting approach. As you can see, very mountainous terrain here in Colombia as we approach our destination, and we're going to have to maneuver through these mountains and then bring the aircraft safely on the runway. And hopefully we'll do so with a buttery landing, and you guys all have access, of course, to the landing rate before I do. So I'll depend on you guys to give me the reading after we land. Can you just blame the first officer and fire him? Yeah, I think that becomes more of a comedy game, Steve, but that's an interesting thought, yeah. One of the things I learned in life is never blame anything or anyone for anything that happens that doesn't go according to plan. I hate the blame game, and I can constantly remind my my team members at work, guys, when there is a problem, raise your hand, take accountability, and say, "Yep, I messed up. I'll fix it," and I'm totally fine with that. And I apply the same to myself. And for me, it's okay to make mistakes. That's called experience. What I do have a problem with is repeating the same mistake, because then that is an indication of a defective character. So to me, yeah, making mistakes definitely enriches your experience. Of course, it would be always best that you learn from the mistakes of others, but if not, then get a few slaps on your face and learn something new. That's okay, and that's life. All right, let's take a look here, just make sure everything is good for our approach. We are looking okay. Speed is okay. 17,000 feet, and we are now making the turn. We're getting pretty close. It looks like the elevation is pretty high, so I'm not sure how SimBitWorld is going to react. I think SimBitWorld, we said that it doesn't behave on airports with very high elevation. I think this airport is quite elevated. So let me just take a quick look here. Arrivals, final approach course is 314. So let's set that, 314. Right, set here, and we're going to set it on this side as well. 314. All right, here we go. 314 is set. Airport elevation is 8,360 feet. Wow. And the runway is, by the way, at the same elevation. So it is a pretty, pretty elevated airport. So we'll see what happens as we approach our destination. Hello Q8, what scenery do you have for Sierra Kilo Bravo Oscar? Diego, I have the, you can type in the chat command exclamation ARR and you will get the link to the airport in chat. So SimBitWorld isn't going to blame anyone if it doesn't work, and that's the spirit, my friend. Yeah. Alright, we're now getting close there, and we're going to maintain 17,000. We are at 250 knots, and yeah, so the Stream Elements has given you the airport now, the destination airport. And you can just click the link and it will take you directly to the place where either if it's, I believe this one is payware, so it will take you to the site where you can purchase it, and if it's freeware then it will take you to wherever you can download it for free. Alright, so you can see guys now here in the display, so if I zoom in you can see the 20 nautical mile and 10 nautical mile radiuses that we created, and I normally create this for situational awareness, just really kind of makes me get ready and know exactly where the runway is relative to the aircraft, because in some approaches, and this is one of them, it gets very, very difficult. So so this is actually going to be fun, and I really can't wait to get to the approach now, and I really want to land the aircraft now and see how well we can do this. I'm gonna zoom in a little more. All right, and we're maintaining our current altitude of 17,000 as there is a restriction. Absolutely, Parasim, yes. So that's one thing I really like, is that it gives you a lot of suggestions as to where to go in the world. And sometimes even if you get bored, and you don't have that much experience and you haven't done too many flights, I use it sometimes to just get suggestions, and I've done this quite a bit in in the past, in the recent past, where I just go there and say, ooh, well, but that's that's an interesting flight. In fact, before I do this, I think I was at in the previous career on SimBitWorld version 2, I was a captain for Tunisia Air, which is a part of the Arab world. It's a country in Africa, Tunisia, I think, and it was very interesting to fly in that part of the world. So I did Tunisia to Algeria, Algeria to Morocco, Morocco to up to Europe to Spain, and it was very, very interesting really doing those flights. It's part of the world again that I have not seen before, so in that respect I think it is also very educational in that respect. So yeah, it's a really brilliant app. It's a really good app to have. Alright, we are now descending, as you can see, and we can see the border of the 20 nautical mile range, which means we are getting pretty close now to our destination. It looks like it's going to be a little bit cloudy, but here's the METAR information again from SimBitWorld. Again, you don't have to go for anything else, everything is here. If we look here, 280, 11 knots, that's very strong. 220, Verboss, 300, 999, 4900, few clouds, 1200 feet, scattered at 2300, broken at 8000, and the current temperature is 16 Celsius. So we're in for a rough landing, guys, it looks like, but hopefully we'll be able to butter it. And I'm probably going to configure the aircraft for landing a little early, and lower the landing gear, flaps, and all that stuff, so that we have sufficient time to focus on the actual approach. And we're now actually pretty close. If I increase the range here a bit, you can see this is the turn here. So this is how we're going to come and make the turn, a sharp turn really for the runway, a very sharp turn, I must say. So hopefully we'll be able to do it in style and gain some XP points. But if not, I think we're going to have to answer to the HR department in Copa Airlines. I think they're either going to send us a warning letter, or we're simply going to get fired. So we'll see what happens. A tip for APL: try joining an airliner with many hubs, Ryanair, EasyJet in Europe, or many in the US. Flight suggestion will be more varied than airline with one. I totally agree with you, Rami. That is a good suggestion. Today, though, I wanted to fly in South America as part of the continuation of exploring the South American continent, or Central America and South America. I think those countries I've been doing flight simming since, my God, since I was a little boy. And I don't think I've ever flown in this part of the world. So I have been really enjoying flying here. Steve, good day to hear about the EFB and the PMDG better. Yeah, definitely, it's coming. Which wear and tear mod do you use for the 737? It's called Mike's texture mod. It's available in the video, or in the stream titled Modded PMDG. And by the way, I know I misspelled modded, and I've gotten like 4 or 5 comments telling me it's misspelled and it was very confusing. So I've corrected that in the title. The link is there, but if not, if you don't want to go there, you can simply go to flightsim.to and type in the search box Mike's. Just type Mike's and you should be able to get the link to the mod. Now the mod it's a combination of textures, which you can see here, and you can also see down here. But also, there are a few configurations you need to do in the FMC to change the colors to match. So these are the actual colors of a 737. The ND displays and all the colors here have been changed to match the real aircraft. All right, here's our turn, and now we getting pretty close. As you can see, there's a ton of mountains here as we come into. Here, let's set the altitude 3004, and we're going to continue now the descent, and we are looking good. Yeah. Go here for 40, and everything is looking good. So here's the decel point, and from this point forward, I think I need to begin descending and decelerating the aircraft. So maybe we'll go to manual VS and configure the aircraft for the landing. That's, by the way, the runway here. So we're going to go all the way, make the turn, the sharp turn, and land at the runway. We're actually very close now. The name, if you're asking about the sim, it is called Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. If you are referring to the pilot career application, it's SimBitWorld, and the links to everything is available in the description of the stream. So you'll find both SimBitWorld link as well as the PMDG 737. And now this is decel. And I believe now we should begin the deceleration. So I'm going to go to VS here. and I'm going to begin decelerating the aircraft to 190 knots. There we go, 990 knots. And some clouds there. Let's go ahead and arm the speed brake. Right, speed brake is armed. And we are going to increase the rate of descent to 1,000 feet per minute. I'm going to actually extend the speed brakes just to bring the speed down a little bit. Alright, let's keep it at 2. Yeah, let's keep it there. 198. That's good. And you know what, guys? I always forget to record. So let's go ahead and start recording. And I'm going to call the file today in recognition of my dear friend SimBitWorld. Yeah. And it's going to pause just for a little while, and then it'll come back. Normally happens. I don't know why it only happens with the PMDG, but Pushback from France, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us. And we are now approaching our final. That's the just guys, look at this approach. It's going to be really interesting. There we go. That's decel there again. All right. 12,000. Alright, altimeter is set. And by the way, did we turn on the landing lights? We did not turn on the landing lights, and that is something that we will be penalized for, without a doubt. Let's put the engine on selectors to continuous. I think I was, busy blabbing. And I forgot about the landing lights, but oh no, we're not yet at 10,000. I just got disoriented. All right, well that's okay. We can leave it there, and let's see here. So here we have 10,000 feet. We are looking okay. All right, so hopefully, well, it looks like it's raining, guys. Now we're going to go to 180 knots and speed check. Laps 1. We're a bit too high. I mean too low, so I'm going to reduce the rate of descent. Okay, let's go to about 500 feet per minute. Alright, that looks good. Just look at that. Alright, and we are going to go to 160 knots. And we're going to maintain that for a while. We're going to go to flaps 5. Right, flaps 5. Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like there is some heavy rain. Let's do the range here so we can see what's going on. And we're going now for 160 knots. And hopefully we'll be able to see the runway visually. And there's a lot of terrain ahead. But our turn is right before, as you can see here. So right before we, let me just put the terrain here so we can see what's going on. That's better, much better. Looks like it's going to be a violent landing. All right, we're going to go to 150 knots, and we're going to lower the landing gear. And flaps 15. All right, and what was our speed real quick here? Flaps 134, flaps 40. Alright, let's go to 143. Alright, and flaps 40. Alright, we're looking good. Alright, we are configured for landing. Let's reset our view so we can see exactly what's going on. And here's approach. We are looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Speed check, flaps 40.
1,000.
The reference speed, and we are going to go ahead and disarm the auto throttle. Autopilot disengaged. My aircraft. That is some serious crosswind there.
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
And welcome to El Dorado International in Colombia, ladies and gentlemen. Reversers are out. Manual braking. Whoa, beautiful. Alright, let's retract the flaps. Spoilers disarmed. And by the way, SimBitWorld will penalize you if you don't configure that correctly after landing, so it expects you to basically retract the flaps, do the engine shutdown, and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead now, and you can see the flaps are being retracted. Alright. Spoilers disarmed. And as soon as we make the turn, what a beautiful approach into Colombia and El Dorado International. And it was 171. That's sweet. Yeah. Passengers should be happy. Absolutely. And so the passengers are happy, but I'm going to wait to see what the airlines rate us. And so we're going to be, after we go and report to the boss today, we're going to see what he says about the landing and all that good stuff. So here we go. let's make the turn here. We're going to go ahead and stop the clock. Okay, clock is stopped. And as you can see, there's some rain there. And we can turn off the... Alright, we can now turn off the landing lights. We can leave those and we can turn off the strobe lights as well. We'll put it on steady. We can turn on the... And we can also start the APU. Nice scenery of El Dorado International Airport in Colombia. Unfortunately, the Alpha India Group AI traffic gave up on us like it normally does. And but nonetheless, you know, we've made it safely here. Unfortunately, the airport looks pretty empty, but not a big deal. Wow, this is just really nice, guys. Look at that. Look at the beautiful airport in Colombia. I absolutely adore this kind of scenery and all the mountains around the, around the airports. I just love it. We'll be able to submit the flight report and take a look at our landing as well momentarily. And here is a nice passenger view for you guys, and you can see that it's raining slightly here. Just look at the raindrops there on the runway. And one of the things I really like about Microsoft Flight Simulator is the representation of weather is superb. And we call me Sticks, member for 2 months. Thank you very much, sir, for your support. Yeah, SimBitWorld. Yeah, I definitely will submit the report first, and then we'll play with the replay without a doubt. And then, by the way, guys, we will take a look at who are the 3 winners today with us. Call me Sticks, thank you very much for your continued support and loyalty for the QA Pilot channel. Is this the PMDG 737? Yes, sir, it is. And let's go ahead and park the aircraft here at position number 7. I can see the McDonald's logo right there, and I'm telling you guys, I'm quite hungry. I haven't had dinner today, so I'm a bit hungry. But yeah, that's why I spotted the McDonald's logo there. Alright, let's set the parking brake. Alright. So the parking brake is set. We have the APU running. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring SimBitWorld. Now, as you can see, taxi in. And if we wait a little bit, you know, it will say something else. But I think there is a slight delay on what happens and what you see here. But let's go ahead now and submit the report. So submit flight. It says your flight cannot be submitted. You have not reached the post-flight stage. So we have to probably give it a little time to flight report. The report is available on the post-flight stage. All right, maybe we should, I don't know, turn off the engines? I'm not sure. All right, well, let's go ahead and turn off the engines, and then we'll worry about the replay later. So I'm going to kill the engines. All right, engines are turned off, and we can now turn on the APU. So APU is now started. All right, and we can turn off the off. I think we will be penalized for this for sure. This goes to the off position as well, and this is already. Why is it everything still on? Right, so this is now all off, and all the lights are now turned off. All right, perfect. Let's take a look here. Post light, perfect. Now it's done, and now we can submit the flight report. So let's submit that. Are you sure? Yes, I want to submit the report. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we can see how well we've done. We've finished the flight successfully. And SimBitWorld now has all the information logged. Let's go ahead and see how well we've done. Let's go to the logbook. And this is the return flight. So this is the first one we've done. I've done yesterday, and this is the one we've done just now. Let me just double check here. No, actually, it's the other way around. The score we got today is 99. Check this out. We got more XPs. Let's take a look at the details of the flight here. And we're going to see here. Look at this. Just you have everything from the altitude, the ground elevation. You can see the graphs of how well you've done. Indicated airspeed, true speed, and ground speeds all plotted for you there. And if we look at the information here, this is the flight number, the departure time, block time about 1 hour 30 minutes, landing rate 171, which is pretty good. Score 99, yay! That's pretty good. Landing G-force is also pretty good, 1.16. And the actual flight time today was 1 hour and 23 minutes. We've got 7920 XPs, and we passed on just about everything here. We failed on the taxi light. Remember, guys, I told you that, you know, if we forgot to turn off the taxi light, so we got penalized for that. We could have gotten a perfect score on this flight had we remembered to turn off the taxi light right before we killed the aircraft engines. But nonetheless, a successful flight here on SimBitWorld. I think Copa Airlines is going to endorse the junior first officer Q8 pilot for a promotion very soon if we keep this up. Yeah. All right. So now that we're done with the report here. Actually, if we go to not that, but let's go to the dashboard. So if we go now to the dashboard, it has now the rating. You see now my rating has been upgraded. It was 93 before this flight, and it is now upgraded to 96. So I'm pretty cool. This is the next pilot rank. So I'm going to work on becoming a first officer very soon. But now, let's bring this back. Let me stop the recording here. And what we're going to do is we're going to load the... put this on my other screen. We're going to load the flight and take a look at the approach and how well we've done. Yeah, all right, so let me say load, and SimBitWorld FCR is now loaded. Excellent. And now we're going to say we don't want the whole thing, so let's see. All right, let me just play it here. All right, so that's us right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move it a little bit here. All right, maybe that's... Okay, think that's cool? Oh, no, don't do that. Let me do it without the... All right, let me just do one more thing, guys. All right. Why is it not? No landing gear? Come on. All right. I'm going to load this one more time. All right. It's loaded. And let's play it again. All right, I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like it's oh, there we go. All right, so that's our approach. And that's when we've begun the turn towards the airport. Actually, we can take a look here. That's the landing gear coming down. And what beautiful terrain at the airport. Hopefully it won't take the landing gear back up. But this looks fantastic, guys. Look at this beautiful terrain here as we come into land, and surrounded by all the mountains. And this is our turn towards the airport. It was a really interesting approach into Dorado International. How is the flight model of the Phoenix compared to FBW? Well, I think they're both very good. I personally find the Phoenix to be a little more how should I say it? It feels more like it doesn't wobble as much as the fly-by-wire on approach. It's more stable. It feels more like an aircraft, like a heavy machine. So here we can do that, and yeah, just look at that, guys. Just beautiful. This as well. We can take a look at the wing views. That was really an interesting flight, and it was a lot of fun really doing this flight. And you know, it's really cool that you are flying into an airport that you've never flown before. It just gives you that extra rush of, you know, just adrenaline going through your body as you come into land at a completely brand new airport. Just look at that. It's beautiful. The terrain in Colombia is just really very nice. Some nice wing views. I know we haven't done a lot of external views today, so here we will do all of them now. There we go. View. Now that's the turn towards the airport. Hopefully it won't retract the gear again. By the way, I made a few mistakes while we were, you know, approaching the runway. So I think the speeds were a little bit off, and I was probably a little too late engaging the approach button. But nonetheless, you know, I think we've done fairly well, considering. And it was just really a lovely approach into the airport. And now I think it's the final turn towards the airport. There we go. That's the final turn there, and that's when we've begun the final descent towards the runway. Just look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, guys, sorry, the giveaway has ended. So there basically was on for 2 hours. So after the 2 hours, it simply stops. So I'm sorry if you haven't been able to join. But guys, this has been really you know, some approach there. Definitely better than a Ryanair landing, without a doubt. But it was raining while we came into land. Here, as you can see, the wing view. What fantastic looking scenery here as we come to approach the airport. Yep, the runway's right ahead now, and it was some gusting wind. There's the runway, and there is us. By the way, that's the runway, right, guys? In case you can't see it. Wow, what a beautiful approach into El Dorado International. Gotta love it. I wonder if SimBitWorld also account for the touchdown zone, but that was a nice landing. Definitely, that was a nice landing. Yeah. All right, here's one thing we're gonna do. I'm going to just bring this back just a little bit here, and here's what I'd like to do. Is how about we do that? All right, plate. There we go. There we go. That one's better. Yeah. Beautiful. Very nice indeed. Look at that. The wash effect there. That looks really good. Wow. Look at that, guys. I mean, that looks really good. I must say that it looks very, very nice indeed. Alright, perfect. So we're going to let the aircraft do its thing now. We're going to slightly... Looks like the weather has gotten even worse right after our landing. Or maybe it got updated, I don't know. But yeah, it looks it's pretty bad then, doesn't it? Alright, let's come here to the weather. So we're going to say live weather. There we go. We look at nice things. Alright, we're going to set the view right there. Alright, guys, what we're going to do now is we are going to find out who are the 3 lucky winners who are going to win a copy of SimBitWorld, a Pilot's Life version 2, courtesy of SimBitWorld himself for the Q8 Pilot channel subscribers. So we have had... let's see here. The entries are closed and we have a total of 78 entries into the giveaway. And let's go ahead and pick the first winner. Now, for the winners, guys, all you need to do is send me an email to info@q8pilot.com, and I need you to take a screenshot of your YouTube channel. So go to your YouTube channel and make a screenshot of your profile while you're logged in so that I can verify your profile. I will verify now while we are on stream once I identify the winners. And the first winner, ladies and gentlemen, of a copy of the SimBitWorld, a Pilot's Life Chapter 2 is pick a winner, and the winner is Ricky Q. Ricky Q is one of the winners. Do we have you with us, Ricky? If you are with us, please identify yourself in chat. And Ricky Q has won a Pilot's Life Chapter 2 license. And if you are with us, please let me know. Yay! Ricky's there. Congratulations, my friend. And please just follow the instructions I just gave you. And now we're going to select the second winner of this giveaway. And 3, 2, 1, pick a winner. The second winner is Badger. Badger is the second winner. Badger, are you still with us? I know you were with us earlier, But are you with us now, Badger? Congratulations, Ricky and Badger. Yay! Badger is with us as well. Congrats! And Badger is a member of the Q8 Pilot channel, and I want to thank you, sir, for your continued support and loyalty. So, and congratulations, and I'm very glad that you have won something finally here on the channel. All right, let's go to the third winner, ladies and gentlemen, of the SimBitWorld version 2 is and V71. V71, are you with us, sir? V71, if you are here, let us know. Otherwise, we're gonna have to draw again. V71, are you with us in chat? We'll give it just a little bit of time. I know there's a delay between what I say and what you guys get, so I'll give it some time. V71, are you still with us? V71 seems to have abandoned the chat, so V71 is no longer with us. All right, so let's go ahead and draw one more time because I need the winner now. I'll send you a DM in Discord. That's perfectly fine, Badger. All right, let's go ahead and draw another winner because V71 is not there, so V71 has been removed. And now we're going to pick a winner, and the winner is Kevin Thomas. Kevin Thomas, are you with us in chat, Kevin? Kevin Thomas has won a copy of the Pilots Live Chapter 2. Kevin, if you are still with us, please let us know. And we'll give Kevin a little bit of time here, Kevin Thomas. Kevin, are you still there? Ibrahim Berry. Looks like Kevin is not with us, so we are going to roll it again. Looks like we're going to be having some fun with this today. But Kevin is there. Excellent, excellent. Kevin Thomas, ladies and gentlemen, is also a member of the Q8 Pilot channel, and thank you very much for your loyalty and support, and congratulations to all three winners, Ricky Q, Badger, and Kevin Thomas, for winning the Q8 Pilot giveaway of SimBitWorld version 2, A Pilot's Life. And many thanks for my great friend SimBitWorld himself for his generosity today and providing 20 memberships here at the Q8 Pilot channel for you guys, and being gracious enough to provide 3 free copies of SimBitWorld, A Pilot's Life, for any flight sim, by the way. Works with all 3 simulators. So the winners, as just a quick reminder, all you need to do is take a copy of your YouTube profile page with you logged into your account and send me a screenshot at info@q8pilot.com. I will then sort out the licenses for you guys, and I hope that you enjoy your experience as an airline pilot in your favorite flight simulator. And I definitely hope that you guys have enjoyed this live stream as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. Once again, a big heartfelt gratitude to SimBitWorld for being with us this evening, for your generosity and your kindness. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.